Hey everybody, I'm Griffin here, and welcome back to Telelglitch. So, we are going to turn on random starting gear and just see what happens. I'm really not sure what to expect here. Alright, Griffin. Or 5-shot revolver made of gold and titanium. Okay, we do still have a knife. Mostly I'm looking to see how different this run is. I really didn't have the leeway to knife things there. Yeah, we got hit. I call BS on that one. I knifed him hard. So many nail boxes. Okay, the 9mm is not the same. We cannot use 9mm on the Griffin. Right, I'm actually going to go back and open this other door up here because it seems like it doesn't lead very far. Just to save us on a little bit of backtracking here. Because in fact it does lead nowhere. Crap, that looks like a secret room so hard. Oh, but there's nothing behind it. I'm dumb. Alright, so we wasted 3 bullets. Don't see any other super obvious secret rooms. Okay, it's good to find dead ends. Alright. Oh, hello. Cool. No obvious secret rooms. Dead end. Nice. Okay, that's got another door. It's a very big room, so let's go this way first. I did get hit once there, but I made the very quick-witted plan. Nice. Thought I heard footsteps behind me, so let's just clear this out. Training yard number 25, eh? Oh boy. Good to have a shotgun in case we need it. Ooh, he got me. Damn. Okay, so our choices are the same. Oh, okay. Darn. Alright. We still have a little bit of room left to clear before I make a decision. That's disappointing. Alright. Right, it's back here. Alright. I'm actually super... Oh, there it is. I was like, I'm super impressed. We haven't found a secret room yet. And then I found it. And there's the other one. Probably. Yeah, no, that's not it. Never mind. Nope, not a secret room because there's something behind it. Those are solid. There's a gap there that's kind of weird, but it doesn't look too out of the ordinary. I don't think that's an accidental. Sorry, I don't think that was like accidentally opened. I feel like that was intentional. There's the other one. Right there. So while we're running here, I'll take the moment to discuss what I'm thinking. After I see what's in the secret room, I'm actually going to stop and restart. I want to understand what the randomness of these starting items really is, because right now, I'm not terribly impressed. I don't think it's bad per se, but the level itself doesn't seem to be very different. And that's what I think is the unfortunate part, because I'm pretty sure it's the exact same game, and the only thing that's different is your starting items. There doesn't even seem to be much of a accounting for the random items. Yeah, this looks about right. Some canned meat, med kit, an AGL, a shotgun, some explosives, a can gun, and a nail bomb. So if I start over... Okay. Wait. Okay. The story that I didn't read at the start of the last start is actually a thing. I have no weapons other than knife, but I've got a pair of power legs. When the mayhem started, I realized I might have to run at some point, so I put them on, and indeed they saved my life. They did the job far better than various self-defense guns that my colleagues had. I also managed to grab this box of chocolate on my way here. I guess it was pure instinct. So this is going to be fun, because literally all I have... Ow, so we took quite a beating there. Hell, this level, like, looks the same, too. It looks exactly the same. I doubt it's exactly the same. Okay, yeah, it's not. I don't want to use an AGL on them. I'm curious how much health the chocolate heals. Because that's an item you can't normally find, I'm pretty sure. I want to do a breadth first, honestly. So my goal is to just enter big spaces quickly. I think we may have gotten a little lucky on the drops, but... Yeah, see, we're still getting 9mm ammo. Getting some explosives. A med kit. I think I might have to wait until I have the shotgun to open these. Yeah, looks like it. But I know where it is, at least. Yeah, this room always exists. There's the shotgun. Hey, look, a can gun. And let's proceed. Would you run in a straight fucking line, please? Just was kind of trying to aggro everything that was in the area, which turned out to be pretty much nothing. Wow, there really is only one way out of this. Oh, hey. If not for that clusterfuck at the beginning, we definitely would be doing better. And I am sure that's the power legs. So here's where randomness breaks down, which is unfortunate because the game, while random, is not that random, and I'm kind of bored of the knifey, spoony game that's been going on here, so... the same computer and the same options. Alright, so yeah. Shoot, I don't know any way to... Okay. Okay, it just heals to max. We give slightly more canned meat. It's basically the slightly more explosives, I think. Yeah. I'm curious. We were working on a master teleporter that could transport you anywhere, unlimited distances, but something went... Oh, right. One of the facility workers kept a roll of historical dynamite as memorabilia and a potential emergency suicide tool. When we heard about a storm of approaching zombies, we divided the dynamite sticks among us and ran for it. I was also able to grab a regen kit. Chocolate is a regen kit. Okay. Wow, this looks also familiar. Can you, like, fucking not? Whatever you are? Okay, so... Oh gosh. That is not what I intended to do. I forgot that's what happens. Alright. Throw of historical dynamites. Also, when we heard the storm approaching, we divided the dynamite. I was also able to grab a regen kit. Hey, that looks familiar. Other than knife, pair of power legs. Alright, so... Yeah, I'm sad. So, as we can see, random starting equipment is random amongst a subset of... Oh, okay, wait, this is the one I didn't read. I didn't have time to grab any additional weapons before I went to hiding. All I got was the self-defense credit card from between my wallet. Okay, this one might be new. Multi-credit cards comes equipped with miniature tasers and are mostly used by paranoid businessmen and women around the world. Skipped a box of chocolate. Self-defense credit card equipped with a taser. Okay, this is new. So it is. It's a legit taser. It uses ammo like a motherfucker, but... Tube. So yeah, the annoying part here is, of course, that everything's the same except for the few things that apparently are unique. Alright. I'm curious what other stuff we can get. This historical hunting rifle was owned by an important royal family hundreds of years ago until it was the only piece remaining of the family's huge wealth, and gifted one of the Medusa 1C scientists by her grandfather. The gun used to hang on the wall in one of the facility recreation rooms, where I grabbed it along with 2 boxes of shells before I went into hiding. Okay. I think it's just a rifle. Oh my god, that fucking can wants me dead. In every reality. Oh god, it's a single shot. On the positive side... Interesting how it doesn't seem to be hitting the lead one that I'm aiming at. I got hit. Could I knife my way out of this? Possibly. Fuck you, zombie. Alright. So, there are... Elephant rifle. This historic elephant rifle was made from a pair of long johns. Okay, so literally exactly what I had, but 2 times. Incidentally, these guns got separated by the theft of production and were again reunited only on maybe 3,000 of years later. They used to be on display. Fat John. That's interesting. But, hey, look. Everything's different. It's been rotated. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's... Okay. So this one has 2 shots before it... it looks like it's even got some penetration. It is an elephant rifle after all. So yeah, it's... I mean, there's this room. This room always exists. So yeah, I guess what I'm getting at here... And I kind of knew this was coming. It was... I guessed this was the case. Wow, it didn't die from that. So yeah. I'm definitely curious of all the things that we can get, but it's not truly random, and it doesn't randomize everything else. And we're back to the knife and power legs. I'm curious. What happens if I new game in level 9? Okay, we just get stuff. You know, we can make a railgun. I want to try the railgun. Oh god, I literally got an achievement for doing that. A, holy shit. B, holy shit. Jeez, that thing is actually really resilient. Alright, so anyway, this is not really what I wanted to make, but like, that's interesting how they start you here. I wonder if this is better off or worse off. I wonder if the taser's actually better against squiddies. So how random is that starting equipment, I guess, is the other question. That looks pretty standardized. So, yeah, I guess... Weapon made of gold and titanium. Okay, this is the one that I missed at the start. Belonged to an earth metal billionaire thousands of years ago. It found its way to Medusa 1C via some expensive weapon collector's auction, where one of the facility administration officials bought it both as a financial asset and a self-defense measure. I played cards with the previous owner just a few days before the mayhem and won the old gun in an honest game of all or nothing. That's the Griffin, which presumably uses revolver ammo, which we won't get for a while. Honestly, I probably could have used revolvers more. They seem to be good for putting down enemies. So, what does all this mean? And why did I expect it to be true? Alright, so that did not kill me, believe it or not. Fight me. Alright. So what does all this mean? It means that I'm probably not going to play through anymore. It means that I think this is the last episode of Telelglitch, and I think it's okay. It was an experiment, and we learned a good bit more, in my opinion, about the game, which is good. I think that's a positive thing. So, that means that now, we're going to run long, but that's always true. With just a little bit of time left in the episode, you guys get to hear me go into the final review, the randomness experiment. Obviously, you guys I'm going to tag finale on the end of this one, so you'll have known this to be true before the episode has started. But Telelglitch, the Die More edition. I haven't played any other edition, if that's worth anything. I enjoyed this game. When I first purchased it, and I actually don't know if I'm right about this, I thought it was a roguelike, and that it would be significantly random from run to run. With each run that I tried, without getting very deep, it was kind of unclear how true that was. And now, having got significantly farther multiple times, it has become very clear that it's not particularly random. I will grant it that there are pluses and minuses. There are multiple paths to get to your final objective, and there are and there is a skill level required to do well. And of course the floor layouts are random as well. But the components that appear on each floor in each sector pretty much are all the same, just scattered in different ways. And playing the first level, 4, 5, 6 times? I probably only legitimately played it 3 times this episode, and not fully. You kind of got to see that for yourself. We found a shotgun every time. We found an AGL-1 launcher every time. We found a bunch of pistol ammo, even if we didn't have a pistol. We found a can gun. We found the room with a bunch of canned food. We found all these things very consistently. And while there was some slight variance in numbers, everything kind of all ended up being about the same. The important stuff, the guns, were always there. And I have a feeling, backed up by this evidence, that even when you go further into the game, you end up at about the same. Though I still find it very odd that you can start a new game in any of the odd-numbered sectors. I find that very odd. And as we saw, you get equipped with, I guess, about what they would expect you to have at that sector. So if you were like me and you were getting stuck around Sector 8 or 9, you could just start at Sector 7 or just start at Sector 9 and try and finish out the game from there and save yourself a bunch of time on the first couple levels. Now, I do truly believe that if you are good at this game, and I will reserve your judgment for whether or not I'm good at this game, but if you're good at the game, you can make better usage of your resources earlier on in the game and put yourself in a much better position than you're given with your start on a later level. We had, 4 teleports at one point, and obviously we didn't start with any. Did we start? We might have started with 1. I don't really remember. Jumping into 9 right away. So, obviously, the way that we managed our resources there could have given us an advantage. The random starts were interesting, especially because they gave you a slightly different story. I would almost have preferred if that always be the case, that you always get something random to start with. The only, and it's unfortunately a very large downside, is the pistol. The fact that you don't start with a pistol is kind of terrible, because they didn't adjust to the ammo that they're giving you to be based on your gun that you have. We didn't even really get much shotgun ammo. So it definitely, like, we were going to be knifing stuff all the way. Save for maybe the rifle. The rifle run, because we had 30 shots. But honestly, we probably still were going to want to knife everything to begin with. You have to wait until much later in the run to get an auto pistol drop. I know you can get a 9mm drop. You can't get the base gun drop, but at the same time, you're getting everything else too. So it's just kind of silly, if you ask me, the way that they did that. I like that they offered it. I like that they had stories with it, but I kind of wish that they had gone like full random. Like, I want to have a game where I start with a minigun. That seems fun. Now, obviously, that would be very powerful, but there are trade-offs, right? Like, I guess if you're gonna go with the static, you get these resources then. Picking up a very high-powered but very limited-use weapon early could be interesting. I mean, I like that they added the story element to it. I think that was probably the right way to go. But I think the way that they did it, because they put so much effort into doing that, they should have just kind of customized the early levels to give you the custom ammo for that gun. I know that story-wise it wouldn't make sense for a lot of like those antique guns, but run with it. Like, kind of enforce the coolness of the random. Basically, what it is it's a, you know, like the best start is the power leg start. 100% the best start is the power leg start. Power legs take a motor and 2 tubes to make, which you don't get until a little bit later, but it's something that you're going to want anyway, and is super versatile. And sure, you don't have a weapon to start with, but we knifed the crap out of everything to begin with, so why do I want a kind of slightly shitty version of another gun that I'm going to get later in the game now, when I'm just gonna be done with it? Like, if you give me something neat like a laser gun mod early, or just a laser gun, I don't even care. Give me something slightly decent but not amazing. Then I now have a new strategy to kind of plan my run around, or something else to do with that run. Like, I can be like, oh, cool, we're doing this. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, save this off, and that way, in my first boss run, you know, the first boss of the run, I can just annihilate it. I don't know. That sort of thing feels like it would be more fun and more rewarding with something called random start. But, as I said, I do still like the way that they did it, to give it the extra story element, make it a little bit more interesting. Because if I turn off random starting gear and I start a new game, I'm pretty sure we do still get a story. Oh, no, we don't even get a story. We just get the 9mm. Sorry, it's so reflexive to do that. Anyway. So, that's this. Now, overall, the game overall, see, I've been ragging on it quite a bit. But in the end, I actually do very much enjoy this game. And I think the fact that I went and finished it and beat it should kind of tell you that already. Because I don't finish or play through multiple times games that I don't particularly enjoy. So this is one that I definitely did enjoy. And I want to reiterate that. I liked this game. I thought it was very fun. I thought that the skill that was there was... There's definitely a skill cap. There's definitely a like an awareness of the level and a like forward-thinking skill that is there. Now, I don't know how good I am, considering we beat the game, but it was very close. I think that I'm, you know, mediocre at the game. And I think if I were to play it through a lot more, if I were to play it a lot more, I think that I would get better, and I think that it would become easier and I could go faster. And I could maybe actually look at the differences between the different paths and pick the ones that I like better, or that I think give me a stronger advantage. Because I think it's the military way instead of the instead of the algae labs, if you go the military way, you fight the extra boss. If you kill that boss, you get an opportunity, because it's in a secret room, you get the opportunity to teleport further ahead, but otherwise you just are given a bunch of resources anyway. And I think that's really good, because I think because you pick up the rifle in that area, as in that, you can then get another rifle almost immediately, and you have your double rifle really early if you want it. The inventory management hurt a lot, but I think it is also an aspect of skill to the game. It makes me wonder, having seen how the levels progress, whether or not I threw out the revolver at one point in our run, in the run that we succeeded that ended last episode. And I threw it out, and I don't think I ever found revolver ammo after that. So part of me wonders if something later on in the game is triggered on what type of guns you have, and they just kind of went for the first level, because they just assumed you had the 9mm, but I don't know. I do not know for sure. Regardless of all that, playing it through a couple times, it took us 6 runs to beat the game. 6 runs. But I think that's good, personally, me. I think that was interesting. I think that was fun. I think that was difficult. And I think 6 times through the game is not a bad number. I'm sure I probably could have beaten it on the 5th one. I forget what mistake was made, but mistakes were made. But when it came to the 6th run, we had more resources than we did the 5th run. And the 5th run, we had more resources than we did in the 4th run. So the skill definitely went up. Part of it was awareness of the levels. Part of it was understanding the enemies more. And part of it was being better at conserving our resources. So in the grand scheme of things, it almost fits into a roguelite situation where you get that improvement over time. Except it's not built into the game. But that's kind of what a roguelike is anyway. You get used to the way the levels are and behave and the enemies, and you go from there. But that's my opinion. I enjoyed this one. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I did. I don't know if I'm ever going to come back to it. This is already the revived edition of Telelglitch, so this is probably the end for Telelglitch, unless I do something crazy like pick up a speedrun, which I'm actually going to go watch now because I saw that one existed, and I'm very curious to how bad I am watching that speedrun. But yeah, overall, I would recommend this game to pretty much anybody who enjoys that top-down shooter, or honestly even roguelites and roguelikes. Even though it doesn't, in my opinion, perfectly fit that, it has some of those elements, and it has some of those skills, and it has that skill cap that I think is what really draws in people who like those types of game, because playing it over and over again and getting better and better and being able to go from getting trounced by the game to trouncing the game is a positive thing for that group. And I'm in that group myself, so I think this game fits it well, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. And I hope that, you enjoy whatever I put up here next, because I haven't decided. I was kind of hoping that the random gear would make some really random changes to the game and that we could play another run. But as much as I enjoyed the game, I kind of want to move on to something else. Because we've been playing Telelglitch for a while, and as much as I enjoy it and as much as I recommend others play it, I believe that its time for me has passed. So I will see you next time. And until then, keep your gears turning.